So for this week's project, I'm gonna really get involved with this food forest development. I'm doing 3 of them. Each is about, I don't know, a 1/20th of an acre, very small, very manageable. Although I'm sure I can produce a lot of food in there. And today we're gonna identify trees we're gonna keep, shrubs, really any plants we're gonna keep, and then what's gonna come out. And then I'll start taking it out too. The next project will be the actual plantings or maybe the site prep. We'll see. So as I walk around here, I intend to remove all of this pokeberry, but you can see that's a little blackberry. That's going to stay. There's some mustards in there. I'm going to take out the multiflora rose. It doesn't really serve a purpose for me. I got some cool things coming up. I got this is a little mulberry. He's going to stay. I'll probably copse that and let it bush out, but we'll see. Right now I'm going to leave it alone. I need to identify this plant. I'm not sure what that is. So I use a cell phone app called PlantNet, and it is awesome. It very quickly identified this as bush honeysuckle, which I think I knew from my previous silvopasture work. I just forgot. But so this honeysuckle vine is a different plant than this bush honeysuckle. I'll have to look up and see if there's any benefits to bush honeysuckle in here. I doubt it. But it's a small, small bush, this one at least. So I'll make a determination. But bush honeysuckle versus honeysuckle vine. We'll see whether or not we keep it. It's not what I think to be an edible berry, at least not by humans, but I need to identify it first. I'm going to leave some of the honeysuckle, but not a lot of it. It's viney, and it'll, provide that layer. Here's a raspberry. He's going to stay. I'm going to cut out this autumn olive, which is mostly dead. This is all autumn olive here. This big thing. That's going to free up a lot of space, let a lot of sunlight in. This is a black cherry. I got a lot of these in there, so if it's encroaching on the yard like this, I'm probably going to cut him out. In that hole there is a dead apple. So obviously I'm going to take out the dead wood. It's doing no good. That thing got smothered out by these viney things. I don't know what this vine is. I have it all over the property. This vine back in here is called Oriental Bittersweet. Also just an ornamental and not really providing any value. It seems to only want to vine on trees that are already dead, and I plan on taking them out. And of course, poison ivy. And this guy's coming out for sure because I don't like poison ivy. So both the bittersweet and the poison ivy will be removed. So I'll have to use my plant app to identify it, but it proliferates so much that I'm gonna remove it anyway. You can see I've cut a lot of it at the bottom, and now it's just in there as dead vines. Super dense, but once I pull all this stuff out, it'll thin out nicely. I got some more black cherry. That's another olive. That'll have to come out. That's a big olive. And then you can see more cherry on the edges. The cherry seems to really like the edge. More autumn olive with some wild grape growing in there. That grape doesn't really bear fruit, so I'll probably take it out for now, but who knows, it's a nice vine, I might keep it. There I have a large, I don't know what that is. I'll have to identify that guy. I don't immediately recognize the leaves, but we'll see what kind of tree that is, and we'll probably end up topping it at a minimum. Another big autumn olive. And then another cherry, a big cherry. Another bush that I need to identify. Not sure what this guy is. I'll come back in a little bit and tell you. So this guy is called burning bush. It is an ornamental weed. Again, I used the PlantNet app. And although it's I guess a pretty bush, it doesn't serve any real other purpose for me. So it is also going to come out. Another common name for it, which I should have recognized by the bark here, is Japanese firebush. So burning bush seems pretty close, huh? But I got this all over the property. I should have recognized it, but I didn't. I look at a lot of plants. So either way, this guy's going to come out. I can always plant more since I have a ton of it growing. Lots of raspberries on the edge, which I'll keep. And then more cherries, little ones that'll need to be taken out to get some sunlight down in here. And then the biggest thing that needs to be taken out is an enormous apple. Now the top of it is still alive. I don't know if we can see way up there. Still alive, but most of this tree, the vast majority, is dead wood. So I'm going to take out the dead wood, and then I'll see. Maybe I'll keep the top of the tree, but I think the whole thing probably needs to come out. I'll make those determinations as I go. Sometimes I get a little cut happy. And then I got one black walnut that I'm going to take out too, because it doesn't suit my purpose here. I got lots of black walnuts. Actually, I got 2 black walnuts right there, but they're going to come out as well. And then this area will be nice and opened up. I got lots of things to plant into it, so should become a very walkable and exciting area. Do you enjoy my food forest preparation tank? What do you think, buddy? You are a good looking dog. You want to say hi? Who's a good boy? Yeah, you're a good boy. I know. I know, buddy. So I'm trying to preserve the plants I want, like this raspberry. I'll move it back into the woods, right? But I want this to kind of stick around on the edge. Same thing with this blackberry. So I'm protecting these guys. I'm not taking out the main beam, but I'm taking off all the growth. This thing will bud out all over the place. And then I can decide later whether I want this autumn olive to keep sitting here. It puts nitrogen in the soil. It's a good tree, bush, whatever. But I can control it. So now it can be a nitrogen fixer while still allowing me to get a lot of sunlight down in here where it hasn't been before. So, and then anything big I'm dragging out, I'll end up burning it. But little stuff, I'm just throwing down on the ground. Kind of a chop and drop, but it'll just become a natural mulch in here. When I'm done, this will be much thinner. The ground will be completely covered, which is good because inside the middle there, it's not really covered at all. It's a lot of kind of bare soil because nothing grows there. A lot of leaves, but that's it for cover. So I'll cut all this crap out. I'll continue to mulch it. I'll leave the main things so I can decide later really whether I want them to be here or be smaller or be completely removed. And then obviously this dead tree and the other dead tree I'm going to completely remove because they serve no purpose right now. Don't even have any birds living in them. So back to it. some of these trees I'm trying to cut out are too big for my loppers, so I'm gonna have to get a sawzall or a chainsaw. But here's a good example of how the coppicing works, right? So I cut that stump last year, and you can see there's at least 15 new shoots coming out of it. A lot of these things will do the same exact thing. So when I cut them, when I butcher them like this, they're gonna shoot out new growth. The tree wants to live. So that olive is not gonna die. It will be disadvantaged, and I'll be able to tame it and control it from here on. And this guy here, I'm gonna just take out because I don't want it here. I think that's, what did we call that before? Firebush, Japanese firebush. So I don't need it. It grows everywhere. It's just an ornamental. I'm taking it out again. It'll probably come back because I'm going to leave the stump. So I've created a pretty good sized brush pile already, and I've barely made a dent in this thing. That's how thick it is in there. So I will keep at it and hopefully make some significant progress, get a lot of sun down in there, and we'll have tons of food next year. But I'll take another video in a little bit showing progress. So we made some good progress. Got a whole bunch of autumn olive cut out, a whole bunch, as you can see. Opened up this whole edge. I was able to salvage that mulberry right there, and the blackberry and the raspberry. And I know that these olives that I cut will coppice back, so I'll be able to retain them too if I want. I cut out the black walnuts, and I'll continue moving through the woods. I took out that big dead apple, and as I continue on, we'll keep moving through here, cut out the dead, leave the living, keep what we want, get rid of what we don't want, and then we're going to plant. First we're going to mulch very deeply this entire space, and then we're going to plant into there all kinds of edibles, and it'll become a 10th acre or 20th acre, I guess, food forest. Once we're done that, we move on to the next one.